Okay, could I call this meeting to order, please? Roll call. Bill, Mitch, Stephen, Sean, Sarah, Helen, myself, CAO, and the chief. Anyone having a conflict of interest to declare? Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, could I have somebody approve the agenda?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Ready for the question?
Question?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Can I have approval of December's minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve December's meeting.
I'll second that.
Ready for the question?
Question.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Business arising from the minutes. Now that the pylons are out of Angel Street, is there any difference, Chief, or?
Haven't had any calls.
Okay, that's good then. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I think the difference on Angel Street is probably the kids aren't on the street anymore, right? So it's too cold, yeah, so.
Oh, what about the signs on the railroad tracks? Did we find out anything on that, chief, or?
Sorry, the signs on the railroad
stop
tracks?
sign, yeah, on the railroad tracks down there in Temperance Street,
What about them?
are they actually railroad or are they?
Oh, yeah, so those signs would be ours, requested by the railroad. It's the same in Stellarton. There's a crossing on McGregor that hasn't ever had stop signs, and they send out their safety people once in a while to do checks, and I know they've been in this area before, and they something to do with crosswalks being close to the railroad tracks and signage and stuff. So what they'll do is they'll ask the traffic authority, myself, to put in stop signs because of safety issues with the trains, whether it's complaints or just general safety issues. So the signs belong to us. Long
Okay.
story short, they belong to us.
Okay, so if somebody goes through them, you can lay a charge, I don't know.
That's not what we discussed last week.
Anyone else have anything from the minutes? Okay, could I have the chief's report, please?
Sure. For the month of December, we responded to 120 calls for service. You can see from the beginning of the report, there was 8 hours of beat patrol, 18 hours of radar, and 18 hours of community service hours. Most of them were at the school, myself. So just quickly going through the report, we had an assault that's still open, assault with a weapon, and that one's cleared. There was one break into a residence, still ongoing investigation. One breach of the peace, one disturbing the peace, one failed to remain at an accident scene, two failed to comply with an undertaking, a fraud less than $5,000, and one fraud obtaining transportation. With the fraud obtaining transportation, that's usually, and in this case, it's a taxi, not paying a taxi fare. Harassing communication, one that was cleared, 5 mischief, damaged property, 4 theft unders, or 2 of them still ongoing. A possession of property, stolen property, 6 suspicious persons, 2 thefts of trucks, theft of a car, a sport utility vehicle, 2 thefts of gas, 2 uttering threats, and then in traffic investigations, you can see 2 others, motor vehicle others, 1 insurance, 7 speeding, other 1. I'll get to those in the charges in a second. Traffic collision reportable 1, and Sarah, just so you know, that one involved a deer.
Okay, good, thank you.
From last time.
Yeah, I'd like to
2
know that.
non-reportable accidents, meaning the damage was minor. Through traffic enforcement, those are just open files for radar we have on Cowan and Church Street. In the provincial stats, there was 6 911 Act, all clear, 1 Child Welfare Act clear, Family Law Act, 13 Mental Health Act. In December, that's sadly a regular thing that the calls for mental health go up in December, traditionally. All cleared, 3 parking offenses. And then in the bylaws, 1 for dogs, 1 other, 14 municipal bylaws for traffic. I looked at those, I'm not sure they were coded right, but those 14 were for, the officers would generate a call on night shift for winter band tickets. So that's what those would have been coded under. Other calls, animal complaints, 3 assist general public, which is low. Assist to other police agencies, you have 5. Assist to provincial agency, 4. 6 false alarms. 4 information files, again, those are people coming in for criminal records checks. Property check, 1 sudden death, nothing suspicious about that one. 3 well-being checks, and 5 index checks. So for the charges for the month, we had a failed to comply with an undertaking, which is criminal code, and the rest were Motor Vehicle Act. Driving while license revoked, failing to obey traffic sign, operating without registration, driving motor vehicle without insurance, and speeding. What I can tell you is that in the month of December, there were 6 speeding tickets written on Cowan Street, 6 speeding. There was the motor vehicle without insurance, registration, and failing to obey traffic sign was also on Cowan Street. And the revoked, I believe, was Cowan Street as well. So it looks like all our traffic enforcement for the month of December was Cowan Street, so there is that. Those are the charges, and the report is written. If there's any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for the chief?
Just a comment, a question / comment. So I understood we did place the traffic, whatever we call it.
Yep.
It's not a radar. I guess it's a radar in essence, on Temperance Street. Obviously, that data will come. Okay, or it's here maybe.
Here, I'll pass them out.
Yeah,
It's just, it wasn't part of December, but it's.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was going to say. I figured it was probably January's report because it was still there the other day. My comment would be, and I didn't add it for new business, I just figured I would comment here. Had 2 residents on North Main approach about possibly having it maybe relocated down to that area as well.
North Main?
Yeah, in and around the Spring Garden Road, just past my place actually. Down, I guess when folks are passing and hitting the bottom of Spring Garden Road heading out of town, that's when they're hammering it and where they're going and hitting some pretty good speeds. I believe they're actually starting sooner up the road before the funeral home and coming down by times too, because I can hear them in my living room.
Okay.
But I did have 2 residents right there in North Main that asked if, you know, if we're looking for some locations, if that could be considered for the sign just for next time. And I don't ever recall it actually being there on North Main. And I know it's been down further and then up further by Cowan. So that's the only comment that I would have on that sign.
Yes, I do have the reports from Temperance Street I can share with everybody. It's just, they weren't part of December's report because the sign was there into January. Actually, the 6th to the 17th of January. So you can save them for next month or just share them tonight. I have them if anybody wants to see them. So.
And how do they look, chief?
The average speed, 41 kilometers an hour. The 85 percentile is 49, so it is right up around the speed limit.
It's coming down.
You know, there's definitely people over 60 for sure. 2 over 80 on Temperance Street. That's fast.
That's fast.
That's really fast.
I have a video I took from my doorbell camera of just like 2 hours ago. I'll show you after the meeting. But and I'm gonna see if you recognize the car. But this car was flying. Like he was easily 80 or more.
Was it a black Civic by chance?
But what's that?
Was it a black Civic?
Yeah, with a spoiler on the back.
Yeah, he went by my place at 20 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's I'm not sure how the sign works. Yeah, I don't know if it works both ways, but the speed on Temperance Street, in my experience from living there, the issue is going down. So when they come by the church and they get on that straight stretch heading towards the tracks, that's where the issue is. But the sign is always facing the other way, where they're already sometimes in the process of slowing down because they're coming to the stop sign. So
Yeah.
the data may not be as accurate as it would be had the sign been on the other side of the road going that way.
Yeah, or radar, or
What if
somebody
they're
sitting there
off
doing
the-
radar.
Off the track.
Yeah. So
Just like the Dukes of Hazzard.
next time the opportunity is for it to be on Temperance Street, if we could pull that pole out.
I think what happens
the other
sometimes
side.
is they have they have the posts set up in different, because the sign's been around.
Yeah.
And they just go back to the same
The
post
same
because
post.
it's easier.
Yeah.
I think that's the case, so
Yeah,
we
for
have to be
sure.
specific if we want it. So
Yeah.
yes, next
Yeah.
time it'll go on the other side.
Yeah.
Public Works will move that, will they, to
Yeah.
the opposite side?
It's what?
Public Works will move that to
Yes,
the opposite side?
yeah.
You'd have to wait till the ground
I
thaws.
was gonna say, yeah.
Can they just move the mounting bracket around on the pole?
It depends where the sign is, but yes.
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't matter
possible.
which side of the road it's on then, does it?
It should pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially on those more narrow streets,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny you say that though, because he went by my house and I just put my phone down and he just, I mean, literally
Yeah.
flying. And then I heard him go up Temperance Street, yeah. Him, her, or whatever's the black Civic,
The car.
a car, yeah.
Any other questions for the chief?
I'll make a motion, we accept the chief's report as presented.
Second.
Did I have a seconder that I never heard?
Sean.
Sorry. Ready for the question?
Questions?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Scott, it's yours.
So, ladies and gentlemen, first meeting of the commission in the year requires the election of a chair and vice chair. You will all, I think with the exception of Bill, because I had the wrong email address, which I'll fix, got the notice that our current chair has gracefully declined the very kind offer of the province of Nova Scotia to serve as their representative. So she, her term ends at the end of May of this year. So we'll need to, and I believe you're willing, Chair, to stay on for a period of time.
If the commission so desires, I will stay till May.
Okay. So, are there any nominations for the position of chair? Looking for
nominate
hands
Joey.
to go up.
I second that.
Current chair has been nominated and seconded
Till May.
until May.
Oh, I think he said Bill.
Oh, yeah, Bill.
He said Bill.
Oh, you
I
said
nominate
Bill,
Bill.
oh, I missed that.
I appreciate it, but I'm gonna have to decline on chair.
Well,
That was unexpected, yeah.
Yeah, that's not nice, Bill.
I would nominate Dorothy Lane Hale as position of chair
Tell me.
Till May.
until May.
Till we get
I don't know,
to it.
I don't know if we have the ability to limit it in the motion, but
She serves until she
until she,
doesn't serve.
until she doesn't
Right.
serve.
Till she's
Yeah.
not a member then.
And then she can resign from
Yeah,
chair.
right.
correct?
So just
Well, her
vice
term
chair.
ends, right, because
Yes.
she's an appointee,
So,
so there's no kind of resigning, it's the appointment ends and
It's
the
done.
appointment
Yeah.
ends.
So I'll second that.
Yeah.
So now you have until
The end of May.
to figure
The
out.
end of May?
to
Yeah.
figure it
For
out.
the
end of
June
May.
meeting, we'll need a new chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Start knocking on doors.
I now need a vice,
I nominate Sarah.
Second that.
She'll do it.
deputy dog twice. All right.
Democracy at its finest.
Guilt.
Do we need to vote on those?
Yeah,
No?
you should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody else running?
You just asked if they accepted it.
So, yeah. and,
I guess they just become.
Well, I think it's the same thing. I mean,
They just become
as I'm
acclaimed, I
seeing
guess,
here,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a show of
It
hands
sounds
for-
like everybody's there. Anybody not wanting? None. Okay, so done.
Does the chair have to be, like, can it be a counselor? Does it have to be
Yes,
a
it can be
civilian
anybody.
position?
It has to be a member
Yeah.
Okay.
of the commission.
Okay.
Which can be either a citizen representative,
Or
counselor,
counselor,
or the
or the
justice appointment.
provincial appointee.
It can be
What does the
anybody.
vice chair entail?
Chair in the
Just filling in the
meetings.
chair not here?
Yeah.
If the chair's not here, so you can
Okay,
probably
but any
consider just.
meetings or anything that I have to attend other than this one?
No.
No, we've never done that.
Long time to ask.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wondering.
It's a little late now, Sarah. You already
You're-
said
I'll
that.
do it,
You're
no matter
ours.
what, I
You're
just
ours,
wanna
and
know.
There's no way out.
I don't know, I'm in, I get it.
I think it's too late, it's been written.
Yeah.
Sarah, with great power comes great responsibility.
I know, I'm in.
Okay, I have nothing to report from the NSAPG, and I've already said hopefully that I can stay on as rep until the end of May, if the commission is willing. So, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think
Great.
you're, yeah, I can't see why anything changes until the end of May. That would be my position.
I appreciate that, especially when like I said, I'm secretary to that, so it would be a little bit of that. The next meeting is the 18th of February at 6 p.m. And could I have somebody move for us to go in camera?
I was
Oh.
supposed to try and turn that into a bit of a training session, because I'd like the chief to stay for a few moments.
Okay.
And I think the mayor is an ex officio member, so I'd like him to stay for a few moments.
Okay, and before that, everybody, we are booked to have a training session with the Department of Justice for the police board training on February 18th at 6 o'clock, and Stellarton are joining us,
Right.
weather permitting. Without-
February 16th?
18th, the regular meeting. So we would either have to have our meeting later, and I don't know how long this training is going to take, or before, earlier.
Well,
What's-
maybe that might make the most sense, right, to start it at, start the meeting at 5:30, does that work for people?
Zoom,
Yes? Everybody's okay with that?
Helen, are you all right with that?
I won't be here.
You won't be here
I'm
in any
gonna be
event?
Yes, I'm in the Dominican.
No excuse.
Okay.
I'll Zoom you.
You better
Bring
So
your
guess who's
laptop.
getting nominated for chair? Next meeting.
That's how that happens.
So, okay, the next meeting will be at 5:35.
Yeah, we'll make it at 5:30.
5:30?
On the, so the meeting itself is at 5:30?
Yeah.
Right. Because we'll be done, we
Yeah,
can
do it fast.
truncate the meeting and.
Okay, so now could I have somebody to move the meeting to go in camera, please?
I'll make a motion, we go into camera.
I'll second that.